Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, designers and models,
Eee.
uh, big CEOs and expendable employees. Welcome to another episode of the StarCrossed Gamers podcast. I am Johnny. Uh, I'm one of the expendable employees, and here we have Big Boss Man Baron J67. How are you doing this week?
Wow. Man, you know what? This week was one for the books. It and we can talk more about it in a second, but it truly trips me out to be present, coherent, and like paying attention to the industry during such a huge moment. Like this is
Mhm.
crazy. Like there's
It,
nothing small about what's happening right now.
No, not at all. It'll be like one of those times where, you'll be sitting in your relaxation chair. Your grandson will come up to you and be like, "Gramps, where were you where when Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard?" And you're gonna say, "Well, son, I wasn't doing a gosh darn thing at the time. Nothing of import."
Like it's so crazy to think, right? Like, okay, folks, it's StarCrossed Gamers, episode 18. We're here. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we're gonna talk about what the whole world's talking about. And I feel like we're wrapping up the week. I feel like we're one of the last shows on a Sunday to speak, like the week
The
of the
last or
event.
the first,
Are the first.
you
Yeah,
decide.
Roman calendar for the win, the Gregorian, but what's so I really nerded out for a second. But what's so crazy about this is just the sheer. I mean, Call of Duty alone, right? Like we you've heard it all week, folks. Call of Duty is a console mover. But for me, what caught my eye immediately was the PC aspect with WoW and Diablo, but then the mobile market, Candy Crush. If they got Candy Crush alone, that is ridiculously huge news. That oddly enough, I don't think would have gotten the same type of play that this got within the gaming community, even though there is I want to say shout out to the Iron Lords. I want to say King brought up the stat. There's over 200 million concurrent players at every month playing Candy Crush. There's no
No,
video game out there doing numbers like that.
none.
None. There's not one game, and correct me if I'm wrong. Please, chat, all of the above. There is no console game on Earth doing numbers like that. Like,
Not even Fortnite.
not even Fortnite is doing numbers like that. So, what people got to understand, and my big soapbox stance was everybody likes to blame the horse armor from Elder Scrolls as being the big introduction of microtransactions. When honest to God, it was Candy Crush. It was Farmville. It was the mobile gaming space.
Clash of Clans.
Clash of Clans. Like
Clash of
these
Kings. I see what
Clash
you're
of
gonna
Kings,
do there.
right? These like this is what brought on microtransactions. Because believe me when I tell you, could you imagine a world where a kid's trying to ask his parents for V-Bucks when they don't understand microtransactions or buying things for a video game world that will never be physical and have no like
Nope.
trade-in value? Candy Crush made it a household thing. Candy Crush made it Farmville, Candy Crush, mobile gaming space made it to where somebody who typically does not game can understand why their significant other, loved one, child, whatever, wants to spend money on something that's not physical and that will that made it a household term. People understand having credit cards linked to their Google account, to their iOS account, for the simple fact of buying turns, buying cosmetics, buying a specific item. Like it's people get so caught up in console gaming and even PC gaming, which in my opinion, PC gaming, of course, not even opinion, PC gaming is bigger than we can go down that road too. But the mobile market, that whole joke from Blizzard, don't you have a phone? That rang very true. It was just very out of touch when he said it. Like he said it in absolute worst way or worst place possible to the worst group of people. Like you don't say that to people who are looking forward to a console release. Don't you have a phone? Like that was just a piss poor thing to do. But
Oh, there went our contact with Activision Blizzard.
well, no, because we got contact at everywhere else that's a part of Microsoft umbrella now. So like, we'll just talk to one of them and go in through the side door. But
I see.
right, but this is the mobile. That is the true. Now, I of course in terms of me, um, and not like looking at the business of Microsoft and Xbox. Me personally, I love the Activision purchase. I love the idea that in the future, there's a high chance that I will not have to pay any extra in order to get any what's the word I'm looking for? Any Call of Duty games. I can look. There's a possibility of a lot of older titles coming back. We may get, Gun was dope. Is Gun necessary in a world where Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Online exist? Probably not. But Gun was a dope story from what I remember. And I mean, you can. Is there really a such thing as too many cowboy western games? Like I don't know. Maybe they can tell a different
Yes.
story. Yeah.
People have gotten tired of the World War II, so it
Yeah.
it's the same thing with all the genres.
Okay. I will say this. I am absolutely like I don't need any more World War II games. Like from here on out, if it's gonna be a World War II game, it needs to be like some crazy alternate reality, which we already have that, and that's the Wolfenstein series. Um
Or Iron
or
Harvest.
Iron Harvest, like go to steampunk route. Um Heck, even give could you imagine if we got like a shooter, like a legit shooter built in the universe of Fallout during that war?
I would hate it, but I can foresee something like that happening.
Yeah, like I could see purists hating it. I can 100% see that. But a semi boots to the ground shooter. I wonder if it would be some type of like specialist type game, or would it just be like, you know, you unlock weapons and you get certain ability. I foresee it being closer to what was that in the world? Ooh, in the world of Doom. That's a good one. Like demons versus that would be dope. Like a more grounded shooter, like a Call of Duty. Like because we don't. I don't know if we'll see a.
Doom
Go ahead.
Doom has a multiplayer like PvP thing though.
Yeah. Like the whole Doom Quake thing. I got you. I'm talking about more grounded. Like not.
Oh, I see. You want to see COD reskinned as Doom.
Yeah, basically in a very cheap Broadway. Yes, I would like to see it because and it's funny. I felt like we didn't even properly get to introductions. This has been huge, man. Like
It certainly has.
I'm trying to. Of course, nothing is like solidified at this point. But the chances of it happening are extremely high. Like
Yeah.
it's and everybody, and I know you've heard a lot of these talking points throughout the week, but I want to get my points off. The idea of a what's the word? I'm starting to get hungry. So yeah, see COD using id Tech engine would be cool. Exactly. That would be dope. But what's the freaking phrase I'm looking for? Everybody's a monopoly. That shout out
Mhm.
to Dutch. That's not the idea of a monopoly is not even that should be completely out of off the table because the gaming space is so huge. Just because it's not you don't see a bunch of these names as like super big companies doesn't mean a lot of other companies exist. Just because, you know, if you only compare it to what you hear about in the news, then yeah, it would look like it's going to be a monopoly. But there is so many video game developers out there across the world and so many publishers, so many different like it's ridiculous. The idea of it becoming yes, it's going to be a big powerhouse on top of the powerhouse that it already is. That's 100% truth. But to think that it's gonna be some form of monopoly, that's just like knee jerk reaction. Um,
There have been too many other situations and acquisitions and stuff
yeah,
recently that have gone through and like are bigger deals, but
like Sprint
you
and
know, they nothing
T-Mobile.
ever. Yeah,
We live in a world where T-Mobile bought and absorbed or whatever Sprint. There was only like 5 major phone companies. It used to be a few more. That was more of a monopoly opportunity than this. Like leagues more. I hope we
yeah,
still get
and then
the physical media. Now, hustle. I'm gonna tell you this, and it was funny because this was kind of leading into a topic that we debated on bringing up, but the whole idea of actually owning content. For me, you're talking to a guy who buys collector's editions. If it's a game I own a digital edition of Cyberpunk and I have the steelbook physical. I have Oh wow, my wife legit brought me food, and I didn't even see her come in, nor know she came in. That's wild. Um,
Wow.
wow, I'm really on today. But I have. Oh, don't get me started on the Switch. I absolutely love Nintendo Switch's collector's editions. And funny enough, Nintendo is never really directly the ones to make them. It's usually like third party companies that make them, like Special Reserve, Limited Run. And I like these. I like those companies that do that type of stuff. Like I like that. And I feel like as we get closer and closer to more digital only products, the physical will become more of a niche thing. I just hope it doesn't come super niche, like sneakerhead level. Like I hope we're not out here bidding for the new physical edition of whatever game 10 years from now. You know, that's so I'm with you. I still want physical. Like I want the disc drive to always exist. I want the option. I want to be able to, so I'm with you there. Um and crazy enough, and what a lot of people like to ignore, even when it comes to digital stuff that you buy, they could lose the rights and the stuff can disappear. Now, of course, if you have it offloaded somewhere else, that's a different story, and you can play it offline and this and that. Um, AT&T was denied buying T-Mobile. Yeah, but T-Mobile got away with getting Sprint. Make it make
It all
sense.
depends on the size of the dog.
Yeah, make it make sense. You know what I mean? But that is a valid point. That is a very valid point. I wonder what aspect made it to where AT&T couldn't get T-Mobile. Like what part of T-Mobile or what part of AT&T existed already that made it to where they couldn't acquire T-Mobile legally, but T-Mobile was able to pick up Sprint.
I mean, I have an idea.
What do you talk to me?
Do you think, much like, is it Princess and the Frog, that they had friends on the other side?
You stupid. I walked right into that one. Oh my god. You know what? I wonder if it's the internet aspect. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm thinking AT&T because of the fact that they already had they have like an internet service. Like T-Mobile is not out here, from what I understand. I could be completely wrong. Because Spectrum, yeah, there you go. There you go. See, that was my first thought, just based on that. Now, this is a big win for me, and I'm sorry, Johnny, I just completely went on a freaking rant. Um, I'm almost 20 minutes ranting. I apologize.
Oh
Um,
no, this is the StarCrossed Baron podcast. It's all right.
wow, this guy, he's a villain. As I'm continue to talk, my last point. Then I gotta step out for a hot second. I'm gonna let Johnny uh talk finally. Um, this as somebody who is enjoying and utilizing Game Pass Ultimate, any and all acquisitions just mean more for me as a consumer. Do I buy
Yeah.
games from Game Pass? Yes. No Man's Sky. I own it 3 different ways. I have the physical special edition on PS4. I have the digital version for Xbox, and then I have the PC Game Pass version. Um, there's a few other games that I picked up and bought, and there's a few games that I bought physical, such as a couple of Switch games or games that were ported to Switch. So for me, all this does is make it to where I can. I feel like this fits the classic gamer who doesn't have the time that they used to. It's because I know I'm gonna spend 50 to 60 bucks a month on a game. That's usually like that's a usual thing for me as a consumer. That I don't consider myself a casual gamer. The In that sense, like in terms of the amount of games that I purchase a year, I am nowhere considered casual. Like you can, I mean, there's times where I bought like 3 4 games in a month. Um, Most people, growing up as a kid, I probably got 4 or 5 games max a year, and that was birthday, straight A report cards, Christmas. I'd even get games on Easter. Um,
Wow.
yeah. Oh, dude, my mom used to hook up the Easter baskets. Shout out to mom. She used to really hook it up. I remember one Easter, I got the some of y'all old enough to remember it. The Beast Wars PC game. I don't know. I don't know if any of y'all ever played it. It was dope. It was that was a classic for me. The Beast Wars. I want to say yeah, it was Beast Wars. But yeah. So Johnny, go ahead and give your points. I can still hear you. I just will be stepping out for a hot second.
Right. Well, as we heard from Baron of the StarCrossed Barons podcast, um, he certainly has quite the view, wouldn't you say? Now, as I'll just be the first one to admit, whilst I do like Microsoft, I'm not that big of an Xbox guy anymore. I still bat for the team when if it's them or PlayStation, sure. But I'm a PC man myself. Uh, so I mean, then you can maybe ask me why I don't have PC Game Pass, but uh, you know,
Why don't you
that's a
have
whole
PC
different
Game
discussion.
Pass?
You hear Baron in the distance there. Why don't I have PC Game Pass? I just don't play games like that, and like I don't play so many different games in a month to justify me just having leasing them as opposed to owning them myself. And then I don't, the number of games I buy, I'm not exactly an amateur, not amateur, a casual either. But then again, I'm not like a super gamer. I play like I buy maybe like 5 a year, 6 a year. Um, so like a step up, like a casual plus like 2, something like that. So, man, games as a service. I kind of lament it, truth be told, because man, it's just like cable now. It's like, you get Game Pass and then you gotta go like get the EA stuff. And then you have like the Epic stuff, and it's just, oh dear lord. But no. I think it's, I don't know. But with that being said, um we didn't even mention the game you guys have been watching. This is more Valheim. Uh I don't know where in the timeline we are at this very moment, but I think it's still pretty early on. Uh Man, if you guys haven't checked out any of the Valheim stuff over at the Level 1 Gaming YouTube page, if you're not watching on YouTube, go check it out, because man, is it a super fun game. Uh, what happened the last time Baron and I booted it up, I don't want to talk about. It's something horrendous, and it's made me upset. I don't agree with how the game treated me, but you know what? We're gonna be adults and we're gonna move on. You gotta strap back in and continue doing the work. But I think the next time we either record or stream, I don't know at which point what'll come first, but a lot of progress has been made that I cannot wait to show you. It's not really progression per se. It's just like as I said before, it's like expanding outwards. I made this cool super fortress. Microsoft having Blizzard can help them grow on PC. Oh yeah, both sides. Absolutely. Um, I can see like them taking. Well, no, they said they'd keep Blizzard and BlizzNet intact. So I mean, maybe if they just also have it available on PC Game Pass or something, I can see that working. But man, maybe we'll get StarCraft 3 at some point. That'll be cool. I remember playing StarCraft 2 back in the day. I hated the multiplayer because I always turtled. But man, I'd like to see a campaign. You know, I feel like nowadays these big companies, campaign is not a word in their vocabulary as much as it should be, which is a shame. Are you guys out there playing campaigns of games, or are we all part of like the Call of Duty Battlefield hive mind where, campaigns are like a thing of the past. And if it's not multiplayer day one, it's not for me. Now, I know for sure. The last Call of Duty I got was Warzone, and not Warzone, Modern Warfare with Warzone, and I enjoyed the campaign. Truth be told, it's definitely a step away from its namesake, the true Modern Warfare like trilogy or whatever. Man, now that is pure uh digital artwork right there. Uh, almost the equivalent of an NFT in its day. Um, man,
So Johnny,
controversial opinion.
oh yeah, go
Uh-oh,
for it.
what's that?
No, go for it.
I was just gonna say that controversial opinion. The Modern Warfare series of titles was better than the Black Ops was. But no,
Ooh,
continue what were you gonna ask or say?
that was very controversial. Um,
And I will die on that hill.
for I'll say this: Black Ops 1 and 2 were the most that I've played Call of Duty, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, and it's funny because you guys can go on like exophase or whatever, and you could look at my hours, and I could be completely wrong. But I remember playing a lot of Black Ops and Black Ops 2. Which one first brought in the RC car? Was it Black Ops?
Yeah, because Nuketown was a Black Ops 1 map,
Mm-hmm.
and it's still here all these years later. Isn't that funny?
Now, Johnny,
Uh,
is there any like what service out of this Activision deal can potentially come out that would make you highly debate getting Game Pass?
Honestly, none. I just like the only time I have a subscription service is when I need it and then I cancel it. For instance, I'm watching Book of Boba Fett right now.
Mm-hmm.
Ask me if I'm gonna keep that subscription after I'm done. No.
Okay,
Uh,
so why can't you do the same
MMOs
with
are
Game
the
Pass?
because I don't
And I
like I
just
said
want
I don't play games like that.
okay,
Like
no,
I
because
don't there's no game on Game Pass that I'm like, "Oh, I need to play this right now." And I want to, the moment I'm done playing it, I never want to see it again. I don't feel that way about games. I come back to them.
now, and it's funny because I'm only speaking about the service because I use it. Microsoft ain't putting no money in my pockets. I'm not sponsored by Game Pass or Xbox or Microsoft in any way, shape, or form. But it works perfect for the way I play games. If you guys know me, if you guys follow me, if you guys see me on Discord or you have me as a friend on Xbox or you see me on Twitter, I will play the life out of a game for a strong 2.5 weeks and then move the fuck on. Excuse my language. Um,
Unexcused.
right. I have no problem moving on like that. I can put a game down in a heartbeat. Uh, and it's not a bad thing in my book. I'm trying to get better at it. That's why I started the whole um backlog gaming situation. Like, and I beat a lot more games than I usually do in the last few years. Oh wow, when we first got the Pinecone, look at that. But it's hmm, it's that service just works for me. And funny enough, if PlayStation Now was dropping day and date their exclusive titles, I would have got that too. Like no questions asked. But it's hard for me to cuz first off the backlog that they offer on PlayStation Now would really send me down the rabbit hole. Like Arc the Lad, but funny enough, I went and picked up the physical for those games because I came across a PlayStation 2 for extremely cheap amount. I think I got a PlayStation 2 with a controller and a game at like a Goodwill or Savers, which are two secondhand stores. I got it for like $40, including all the wires, and it worked, and they let me test it and everything. So, and then I went out. Shout out to Board Shops of America. I went out to them and bought a bunch of bought a few of my favorite classic games like The Getaway, Call it not Call of Duty. What's that damn game called? GTA San Andreas, and I picked up Arc the Lad. Um, did I pick up Suikoden Tactics? Suikoden Tactics, and I'm looking at the game The Warriors. Just imagine all the COD games, Crash, Diablo, Overwatch 1 and 2 games on Game Pass. Yeah. Like for me, it's gonna be, and funny enough, and I brought it up during Double XP, and it's such a dope way to look at it. You got to think the average casual gamer, and this goes back to why this Activision deal is so crazy. The average casual gamers, the people who really drive the game market, because us in these spaces, we like to think that we're the driving force for these games. We're not. It's the casual gamer.
No.
It's the people who wait for October for Call of Duty, for September. What is it? September for 2K. Like it's the 2Ks, the Call of Duties, the Maddens, the FIFAs. Those are the people, the Fortnite gamers, like exclusive gamers. Those are the people who are driving the game market. Like they are the ones who make all this stuff happen. Like we are the very vocal minority. There is not that many people who I mean, heck, the perfect example of it is looking at a lot of the major titles, like a lot of the different console exclusives on both sides. Like I don't look at Uncharted, for example, as like a console moving game. Like I don't just see everybody and their mom fighting to go play Uncharted. But I see everybody and their mom fighting to go play Madden, 2K, Call of Duty, and Call of Duty being the one shooter that everybody and their mom talks about is now or will be under the Microsoft umbrella, which lets you know it's most likely going to be under the Game Pass umbrella.
Yeah.
I just hope
Yeah.
they tie in, which I think is going to happen. Of course, a lot of the stuff they can't talk about, simply because once again the deal's not done. But I could totally, 1,000% see Game Pass having a bunch of different like special things to come when it comes to WoW. Like if Game Pass and WoW team up like I think they will, I'll probably get back into playing World of Warcraft. But funny enough, I don't play World of Warcraft anymore because me spending 10 to 15 bucks a month on that when I can just get Game Pass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It turns into a quantity thing. Like when I was running New World like crazy. Why was it easy for me to run New World like crazy? Because I didn't have to pay extra. I bought it up front and that was it.
Man,
Um,
imagine that.
right? It's a good system. Now the reason why Game Pass works so well is there's so many freaking games to play. And for me, that's around how much I'm on the minimum I'm gonna spend on games every month. That's not a far fetched idea. That's why it works for me. So it's like, okay, I'll spend 15 bucks on WoW. Like let's just give drum up an example. All right, there's a game coming out every other month. We'll be conservative with it. There's a game coming out every other month, 60 bucks, right? That I'm gonna for sure buy. So I spend a 60. What is it? What is that? My math skills are shit. Or crap. 60 times 6 months. Help me out here. 360 bucks. Xbox
Sounds
360.
right.
$360 just on buying 6 games in 1 year at full price, brand new, day and day. Then you add in the WoW subscription service, 10 to 12 bucks every month. It's cheaper for me just to get Game Pass.
Yeah, in that scenario, it works.
Yeah. And that's why I always tell people, like, depending on how you play games, do what works best for you. But funny enough now, and what's going to happen, and why I think you're going to get a lot of people switching over to Xbox once this deal goes through, you're going to have, because the EA whatever thing is already attached to Game Pass, so you're going to start having Madden in Game Pass. You're going to start having, and then 2K ends up in Game Pass, like Fame has said it in before. 2K ends up in Game Pass not too long after launch. Then you're going to have Call of Duty. So 3 of the most sold and sought after games on console are going to be tied under Game Pass. And those 3 games at regular price is a year of Game Pass.
Yeah.
And
Now,
then all 3 of those games, now check this out, funny enough. All 3 of those games you're going to buy again next year.
yeah, I mean,
So for those 3
it's
games
just,
alone, and I'm not trying to convince you. I'm talking out to the universe, to that casual gamer, right? If you know
mhm.
every year you're gonna get 2K, because I used to be that way with 2K. I used to get 2K every year. I've never been into Madden, but I was a year to year 2K ever since the 2011. I want to say Kobe was on the cover. 2011, 2012. I want to say I was, no, go back further. I'm sorry. 2010, 2009, 2010, I believe. Yeah, because I was in the college dorms. Well, yeah. I don't think COD's going to be annual anymore either. But I'm just talking to the casual gamer out there in the universe. You are going to have 3 of the titles you were going to for sure buy end up on this one service. And at regular price, those games are going to be in the service along with a bunch of other games. Then, most people don't play Madden 2020. Most people ain't playing. I don't even know if the servers are still up. Madden 21 in these games. Now, Call of Duty, that's a different story. But funny enough, with Game Pass, those games are going to most likely be on there. I think they'll live longer now that they're going to be in Game Pass. The older Call of Duties
uh,
on
oh, you mean
console
the
at
ones
least.
that are still at full price?
Yeah, right. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
Because on PC they're full. They're dang near full price still too, right?
Oh yeah, you have to pay the full $15 to get Zombies DLC from like the 2010.
Oh, that is so. That is. Look at the old map, bro, on screen. How far we've made it.
Oh yeah. Oh god, I don't want to look at the map right now.
Oh yeah, I know.
But so here, listen to this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give your side of it.
So, you kind of take the shotgun approach and trying to play as many games as you can. And if that's the way you operate and play games, then Xbox Game Pass or just whatever Game Pass works for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, take a look at what I've played in January. I played Hearts of Iron 4, a game
Mm-hmm.
I've had since high school. I played Halo Infinite multiplayer that I
Mm-hmm.
didn't pay a penny for.
Free to play.
I played Red Dead
Mm-hmm.
that I bought last summer,
Mm-hmm.
and I played Valheim, which is the only game in this list that I've actually bought this year at the very beginning of the month. How does that like a sell for Game Pass? Like it doesn't. That's how I am playing these games is not compatible with Game Pass.
And that makes perfect sense. And that's why it, oh god, I just know you would destroy games on Game Pass.
But I don't
but but
play
but
them like that.
but you can. You have the capacity. I've watched
I
you
mean,
murderize
I
games.
have like people have the capacity to be like a triathlon runner, but are they?
Oh man, don't look. We could do the mind game. No, but check this. Flipping over, right? Because you did make a good point. Like for those who don't game like that, it wouldn't make any sense. But for that average person out there who's buying only Call of Duty, Madden, and 2K, or MLB, or FIFA, go ahead and just get Game Pass for a year. Make your life simple. Because not only will you have
But
access to those games, but you'll have access to a crap ton of other games you never knew what you wouldn't give a chance because you don't feel like spending that extra money on it.
yeah, I mean that's assuming that they want to buy it day one at full price and
Most
not a
people
couple
do.
months down the line at a sale.
Most people do, bro. That's the wild part. That is the absolute wild part. Knowing for a fact that these games are going to be on sale. Because when these games drop, they end up half price within the month and a half. Because they usually drop around the holiday season. And I know I clean up during every Black Friday. Like I just
Yeah.
do. Like you guys, I've posted all over Twitter. I clean up every Black Friday. That's been like a historical thing for me, especially once it became me buying my own games. Um, so in saying that, I know that those games were running full fledged and people were already top tier and top ranked by the time I jump into them. There's a lot of people who just can't wait. Like I came across a dude. I went to a Street Fighter. I went to a Mortal Kombat tournament, and I didn't realize I was going against a guy who was about to win. But I should have looked at his clothes because the dude had on Mortal Kombat shoes, like official licensed Mortal Kombat tennis shoes. He had a Mortal Kombat T-shirt on and the limited edition Mortal Kombat New Era fitted. I should have known that I was about to get smoked. He wasn't even playing on a pad. He was playing on a controller. Dude let me feel
Mm.
like I was winning or like I was competing. He chuckled a little bit and he was like, "Oh, good move." And then it just turned into juggling. I was just getting murderized. I don't play fighters. I really don't, but I went to this tournament because the person who hosted it, I told him I'd be there. Now, there are those people who they literally play only one game and that's it. And that was the reason I brought any of that up. But now, would I try to tell them to try Game Pass? No, that's pointless. Just go ahead and spend your $60, or or 70 or whatever price. Dang, it's just weird seeing this base and how it used to be. Um, but you got like if you buy more than 3 full price games a year, I say give it a try. And if you're on PlayStation, I just wish they put the day and date games on there. Cause then I would like, dude, go get. I would get PlayStation now. I would definitely have Johnny. You know me. I would get PlayStation now. Like if it
Yes,
was like,
another subscription service.
oh yeah, 100%. I really would. Cause in the end, the way I buy games, it would be cheaper.
Yeah, and it all boils down to finances and how
Oh
you play
yeah.
games.
Oh yeah.
If one of those two is lacking, then obviously it's not viable.
Not a viable option. Now, in the chat, please get in on this. What game do you want to see? Are you hoping to see that comes out of all of this? Like I heard you mention in StarCraft 3, any other titles that just from the past, because Activision got a deep history. I mean, all the way back to like Atari, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if they own IPs from back in the Atari days, and maybe they can bring, like I heard on the Iron Lords people mentioning Pitfall. Um, like there's a bunch of different stuff that can come out. Is there, outside of StarCraft 3, is there any other game that you just hope makes a comeback or gets an option to be made now?
Um, I mean maybe Warcraft.
That yeah.
I've never been into the hardcore Blizzard stuff. Like, um, I did 1 month of WoW.
Mm,
I haven't ever played Diablo, any of them. So I mean, I'm not really a Blizzard fan per se, but
got you.
I did play StarCraft.
I'll I'll say this. I would love to see Warcraft because I used to play that. I used to play Warcraft and Diablo 2. Diablo 2 was, if I'm not mistaken, that Counter Strike and Warcraft and Age of Empires 2.
Oh, here comes the rescue.
Oh yeah, this is the Great Rescue Mission. You can see me struggling handling the raft because I had no idea what I was doing. Um, but these games were my PC childhood. Like I know you guys have probably heard me say the story before. I used to go to PC cafes or internet cafes, and we would, like, my older cousins would take me, and we'd be running Counter Strike. We'd be running Diablo 2. I remember that was my first time ever seeing like mods. Like somebody was sitting next to me. They were like, "Oh, you look like you don't know what you're doing. Let me help you out." And they like did the whole map thing for me where I could like see everything where it was opaque and through like they just a bunch of stuff for me that I had no idea because I really was a kid. I probably had no business in there. Um, but it was just so like that was like a formative years when it came to
Yeah.
the gaming space. Counter Strike, I was absolutely terrible at it, but I used to play it. Um, but Age of Empires 2 and Warcraft,
Oh, Age of Empires, what a game.
bro, it was Command and Conquer, Red Alert 2 and Red
Ooh.
Alert
I
3.
was I was just watching the
Ooh,
cutscene movie of that.
ooh, boy, I put hours into that damn game.
I
Oh,
bet you played the Russians.
um,
You were a Soviet man.
I never did the multiplayer. It was always just running the campaign over and over.
Oh well, as I said before, that's a dying word.
Right?
Um,
Right? Damn, I'm old. Hey, okay. That's fun. I'm trying to think what game did what console game like just completely pulled me away from single player. It must have been
it had to have been one of the CODs.
I was about to say it had to be one of the Call of Duties.
I mean,
It,
granted, they have their own campaigns, but like that's not the majority of our playtime in these games.
the last
Or is
Call
it?
of Duty I played the campaign was the one with Ice Cube. So what was that Black Ops?
I don't know. I don't remember that. I
Somebody in
was
the chat let
I'm
me
a
know.
I'm the Black Ops hater. Remember?
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't play
you're
the multiplayer like that.
Modern Warfare was dope. I remember the helicopter crashing and the nuke going off.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That
Man,
was an
Modern
insane.
Warfare 2, best COD. Maybe World at War. It's a, catch me on which day, but
Mm.
yeah, man. But yeah, those Blizzard Blizzard games becoming Microsoft games. I will just say though, even if they do make StarCraft 3, if they don't clean house, I will not touch it, even if it comes out.
That has to happen. So speaking on that
Yeah,
point, that absolutely has to happen. There's a lot of people
without a
who
doubt.
yeah, you have to do these things. Now I haven't looked too much into the direct words, the direct verbiage, any of the like extreme press releases. I've all just been on the outside looking at this, right? Because if you guys know me, even in the way I create content and the way I look at video games, any reviews I've done, anything like that, I do my best to look at it from the casual consumer because I truly understand it's a casual gamer's world. Like you like, oh, how many frames was this at? Most people don't care. Like,
No, I don't. Like, who
does
cares
it
about
look
frames?
good? Does it look bad? Like, like that. I never even played zombies. I think I've maybe got 10 minutes in zombies, like
Wow,
total.
zombies is the only reason I had the Black Ops 2.
Bro, I did not like the idea of zombies. I was like, I'm good. It was just scary. Like the noise. Like y'all know me. When I play horror games, it's literally called Brown Pants Gaming, which is a series that's gonna come back because I'm sitting here looking at an unopened Resident Evil 8, and that needs to go down. Like I need to play that, and I'm gonna play it on level 1. You'll see it here, whether it's on the Twitch or the YouTube. You will see it here. Gosh,
Is does that mean, since Brown Pants Gaming is returning, does that mean we could also be hinting at a return of Going and Growing?
oh, Johnny is not gonna let
Episode
this.
7 when?
Oh my god! Why do I?
People, Gabe gets hassled for like Half-Life 3. That's what I'm hassling you over.
Oh my god! Black Ops is the best out of all the COD, the zombies at least. Yeah, I know a lot of people who still to this day run certain Black Ops strictly for the zombies. Like that's the only reason they even booted up. But
Yeah.
growing and going. Oh lord. Um, I wouldn't be shocked if there's episode 7 already sitting up. Just I just literally have to upload it. It wouldn't even surprise me.
Wow. You gotta give the people what they want.
I interviewed some pretty cool people too. College professor. Um, I interviewed a director, a short film and music video director. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to Andre. Yeah, but all right,
You
back to
know,
back. Freaking Johnny, freaking Johnny,
why don't? How come you didn't do an episode where past you interviews level 1 you?
bro. If I could have had the foresight, that would have been dope. Like, I almost feel like we should do that now. Like, do a mock interview of ourselves now. Like, what we questions we want to ask ourselves for like 3 years from now, or 4 years from now, or 5 years from now. It'd
I
be freak.
saw I saw a YouTube video where someone did just that, and it was cringy as all heck, but
It was super
we can
cringy.
make it work. I mean, there's like a big change between then and now, at least in our cases.
Yeah. So, folks, just to give you some background, because we're in the last 10 minutes. Um, I've known Johnny since about what 2016, 2017.
It's been a long time now.
It's been a long time. Um, Johnny was one of the first people to like hang out in my streams. One of the
Yep,
first people
the
to like
old
the old Mountain
warband
Blade
days.
Warband days. God, and we just like our the friendship grew from there. Um,
Hmm.
and it's just so trippy, and I say it to him all the time randomly, like, bro, we've came a long way from Mountain Blade. Like, just the stuff we're doing now, whether it's video game reviews, whether it's developer interviews.
Oh, I
We
haven't dipped
we
my
t-
hand in that pie.
yes, you have. You interviewed Shiro
Really?
Games, War
Oh well, I mean,
Tales.
I was there.
No, bro, we went from being just some people on Twitch to interviewing a developer of a game we love. War Tales is gonna be
Mhm.
that game. Like, I love that game.
Oh yeah, me too.
Oh, this hipster Baron doesn't like zombie. It's too plebeian for him. No, it's too scary. Bro, that dog sound, and then like the
Fetch me their soul.
yeah, all of that, and then the colors and the brights and then the zombies running, and yeah, it's intense. And then
Right,
when
there's only one way that match is gonna end.
yeah, thank you. You have to. Is there a winning when it comes to
Maybe in transit when you kind of quit out, because I know you can like kind of save up money and stuff and put guns away,
see
but I
in
don't
this,
think anywhere else.
but check this out. When it comes to specific games, I'm not playing them. Like, if I wanted to play an endless game like that, I wouldn't think, oh, let me boot up Call of Duty. When I
No,
boot
not
up
at
when
all.
I yeah, when I boot up Call of Duty, it's to play multiplayer. It would be to play Warzone. It'd be to play TDM or Domination. Like that, when I think like that's how it is for me. So it for them to introduce that mode, I don't think it was ever intended for me. You know what I mean? I figured it was just a way to get a whole new crowd of people into. I bet you there's people who never thought of playing Call of Duty until the zombie space came about. Like, I bet you it grabbed a whole new realm of people, whole new pool of gamers just by having that. For the fact that
Probably so.
I know people who only play Call of Duty Black Ops for zombies. Like, there's no other Call of Duty they play unless zombies is on there. So it just like with battle royales, I'm not good at building, so that's why I never got into Fortnite. Like, the idea of building up like that, it just didn't really work for
S-
me.
Your first thought was not to build a skyscraper the second you get shot.
Yeah, and I just like don't function that way. Like, I try, you know what I mean? Like, it just felt so foreign that I couldn't grasp it. I was like, this isn't fun to me, so I moved on. Um, and then a good friend of mine, shout out to Herman, much love to that dude. He put Battlefield in my hands. because I never really played Battlefield up until Battlefield 2. Or Battlefield Bad Company 2, if I'm not mistaken, or Bad Company, and then Bad Company 2. And boy, that destructibility. My first time putting C4 in a building, sniping from the roof, and then I thought I heard somebody coming into the building, and I jumped off, parachuted off, and blew up the building. I was hooked. I was like, oh yeah, there's nothing. Oh yeah, Flames know what's up. I'm terrified. Man, scary. Um, but it, but yeah, so that's what took over my shooter space was what was it called? Battlefield, Bad Company. But with Activision games, I would want to see. We talked about Warcraft, we talked about StarCraft. I wonder if they're
Maybe
gonna
WoW,
make
a new WoW expansion.
I wonder if stuff's gonna come out faster.
No, I mean, if Activision's getting like getting into their annual thing, I don't think they just sub it in for Blizzard stuff.
Well, see, this is the beauty of it. All of this stuff is so big and so separate in a weird way that it almost doesn't affect each other. Like Call of Duty Annual is different than increasing the amount of content to come out for WoW.
Well, yeah, I mean that's true. I'm saying though, like, I don't think they ramp up production somewhere just to keep out just to keep something pumped out. Like
Okay,
I think
that's fair.
I think they're because they don't really operate with that model.
True, very true. What I don't want to see though out of all of this, I don't want to see a lot of stuff shelved. You know what I mean? Like I either want to see a bunch of different new IPs. I really think we're gonna see the biggest expansion in the mobile space, to be 100% honest with you. I really think you're gonna see a lot of like you're gonna see Game Pass perks for Call of Duty Mobile. You're gonna see Game Pass perks for World of Warcraft. You're gonna see exclusive skins, this, that, and the third for it's gonna be a trip. Like it really
Uh,
is.
Probably, maybe. I mean, I can see it going either way.
Because we already see it with look at what's going on with Halo Infinite. Like they just dropped some more content in like a different color gun skin, not for this week or this month or something like that on Game Pass. Um,
Maybe we can get like a Doom skin because Lord knows the bunny ears was inexcusable.
bunny ears in space, like sir, we need to have style and grace. And hey, what if there was a lore behind it? Could you bet, bro?
I mean, all of the naming scheme for all the vehicles is like animals, so I mean it
Yeah,
does
yeah.
kind of fit. But like, you're a Spartan, not a kitty cat.
You're a cougar. You're a cougar Spartan cougar.
Oh,
Maybe
going
they're
back.
an elite task force, and those ears are meant to help hear better in the field. It adds an extra sense and
Yeah,
Nars.
sure.
I low key want them to give lore to it just to piss people off. I really do.
What's what's the, I mean, what's the lore excuse for the
The
minion skin that our friend uses?
Oh yeah. You know what that was? That was the color scheme they used to show off the new Mark outfit at an event. That's what that was. That was like the look at us, look at our shiny new toy, like how Tony Stark would do in Iron Man to show off his new. It's not something that was meant to be used in the field. It was meant as a marketing ploy to get the USMC or what I believe I forgot what they were called. Space
UNSC.
yeah, the Space Marines or the organization hype to get the civilians hype for what was happening. I think that's what it was.
Another war.
Yep. I think that's how I would write off. Like if I had to come up if like, hey Baron, we need you to do the lore. That's what I would have said.
Oh boy.
It
I
makes
would
sense
like to
though,
see
doesn't it?
how Baron's lore works.
But that makes sense
Like,
though, right? That's not far fetched.
Okay, here's your ultimate challenge.
Talk to me.
Explain away in universe the Mangler nerf.
Ah, so um, while commencing combat training, we've realized that the kickback of the Mangler was absolutely wrecking the Spartan uniform and wrecking the Spartans' forearms. So we need to lower the amount of the size of the skewers in order to make it to where it's less kickback while still having the same amount of ammo, so that the our Spartans can better utilize the weapon. Boom.
Like, but Mr. Baron, sir, a
Yes,
Spartan
yes.
shot a scorpion cannon at me in point blank.
Well, the Scorpion Cannon is absolutely a classic fitted weapon that we have mastered, and everything about it is utter perfection. Um, yes. Continue.
Yeah, the scorpion is not a power weapon, so it's not,
Yeah, it's.
eligible for nerfing.
I was gonna say it's the tank, but continue. Next question.
Yeah. My name is Johnny from Level 1 Gaming. Mr.
Yes,
Baron J67, is it
yes, sir.
true that you're gonna buy Season 2 of Halo Infinite?
That is that has it's definitely on the table. I will not confirm nor deny that the purchase of season 2 will happen, because we still have about 100 days to get there. So there is a lot of time and a lot of things that can and cannot happen in between now and then. Next question.
Mr. Baron, my name is
Yes.
Barbara from Level 2 Gaming.
Yes, Barbara.
Uh, we have record of you saying you are not gonna play Halo, and now here you are with the completed Battle Pass. Care to explain?
Yes. So what ended up happening was peer pressure. Now, I know that we're supposed to be above that. I am an adult. But peer pressure, my peers, all they were participating in was Halo, and I did not want to be left out. FOMO is a very real thing. That's why marketing works. Next question.
Alright, Gov. This is Level 3 Gaming. My name's Nigel.
Yes.
Is it is it true you were selected to be the next advisor for Halo Infinite's multiplayer?
So I cannot confirm nor deny that was a thing, but I will say this: um, the Mangler will get stronger under my tutelage. Um,
Oh,
it will have a spread alternative. Mangler will become the sawed off shotgun of the Halo universe.
is that a commitment that the Mangler will be a household name?
Long live the Mangler. May the Mangler forever frustrate every professional Halo Infinite player. That's it. No more questions, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for hanging out with us at StarCrossed Gamers. I'm Baron J67. I
I'm oh,
I was
okay.
gonna say
I
I'm excited and I'm like nervous, but really excited to see what comes out of this Activision stuff. A lot of changes need to happen structurally for that company, and I really hope, and I believe Microsoft can do it. I just hope they actually do. Go ahead, Johnny.
Yes, and I've been Johnny. I'm sorry, no. I've been Baron as well as part of the StarCrossed Barons podcast. Um I
Wow.
I'm cautiously optimistic, and like I said, I will not touch it with a 6 foot pole unless some changes are made. Um, but long live the Empire, reject the lies of the elves. Even though canonically that sign has not gone up yet.
Hasn't made it in this timeline of the metaverse. But much love, guys. It's been real. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're watching us on Twitch, make sure to follow and all that other good stuff, and check out everybody's socials. Much love and peace.
Goodbye.